Welcome back to the Differential Show. We'll take a look at how my team did last week, some sneaky good transfers, and how I'll set up for next week. Let's go. Let's get right into it. 54 points. Not bad. Jota, Wissa, Saliba, really kind of my standouts. Alvarez on the bench. That was a tough one. I went João Pedro or Alvarez. Just kind of felt like it was the right thing to go with him. I just got Madison, so I wasn't going to bench him. Thought he would do well, had a good fixture. Same thing with, Trent kind of hurt me. I've been spending $8 million on him, and he's really not, he hasn't come through. I'm going to hold. I know he's got a flag on him. I think he'll be fine. We'll just see. He's a big differential because if he can get some returns, like no one really has them, so I'm going to hold on to that. So just looking at the rest of my team, Diaby, I still like his fixtures going forward. Havertz, he kind of looks like lost on this team. If you just kind of notice, if you watch the Arsenal games, I thought he would fit in a little bit better, but him next to Odegaard is kind of like Odegaard, and then Havertz is like, just looks like this lost dog trying to figure out where his owner is at the moment. He's someone I might focus on and transferring out. I gave him a couple weeks. I just don't know if he's going to have it. He could find himself off the team and Trossard could be coming in. That's nothing I've heard. That's just kind of a feeling. And then just looking back down on my bench here, Pinnock, every time I'm going to have him on my bench. Just I felt like I was always going to have Shaw or Saliba in the game. So UTD reports Luke Shaw injured. Luke Shaw is expected to be sidelined for an extended period after sustaining a muscle injury. And that is breaking news. Each week, I'm going to give you some sneaky good transfers based on some differentials that people aren't really thinking about. And Akanji, he's a good player. He's consistently playing with City, but we're still talking about Diaz and Ake and different defenders, but we're really not talking about him. He's consistently getting points. City looks like they're going to have a shutout like every game, so why don't we just pay the extra 0.1 and get this defender in our team? Now that you've just seen the breaking news, it's an easy swap to Shaw to Akanji. Odegaard, loved him from the beginning. I just didn't know how he's going to play with Havertz being on the team. He's nailed. And now he took a penalty kick. Now, there's reports that he asked about it and maybe Asaka is going to take it back on the next one. We really don't know that until there is a penalty that comes up again. But what if Odegaard is the player and you have him on your team? You can already bank on that. Is it going to be that big of a drop-off if you get Saka? Or you could just get both. But this is a sneaky good transfer to have in there because you're trying to hit the trend before the trend happens. He's got great numbers and he's nailed, so why not? And lastly, a guy I just love. I loved him from the end of last year. He just scores, but we're so worried about fixtures that we're never going to see him on our team. But Awani, what a guy. He can come off the bench and score a goal. But we only have so many forward slots, but guess what? We got some question marks about João Pedro now, right? Enciso's injured-ish. We're not really sure about that totally. But still, like how many strikers do we actually have available? Holland, Watkins, Wissa, Pedro, Jackson. So there's not a lot of options, so why not? Because we're so scared of the fixtures. That's really what it is. It doesn't matter who's playing. The guy scores. So if you're looking for a sneaky good transfer right here at your striker position, why don't you get ahead of the game, like I said with Odegaard, and just get him because he's still 6.5. So now let's talk about this week's team. I got colors all over this place. I got red and yellow going on. I didn't have that in the beginning of the week. I gained Madison with the flag. Then I had Trent with the flag. And now I got the breaking news that Shaw's not even going to play. So I feel pretty good that Trent's going to play, so he's not going anywhere. Madison I want to hold on to just because he's got great fixtures. This is probably just a 1 week thing. And it's going to come down to this, Shaw or Havertz, who's leaving the team. I still got to figure out the captain. I got Salah against Newcastle away. He does do well against really good teams. So I can just hold that there and just say, all right, I'm going to bench Shaw and go Odegaard and go for prime real estate there and say, I'm going to bank that Odegaard's on PKs, or I can go for the safe pick and get rid of Shaw and go Akanji. I feel he's going to start. I don't see Sheffield United scoring a goal, so there's an easy 6 points. So that's what I'm going to really be weighing, probably right up until the deadline. I'm not going to make that decision right now, but you'll obviously see what I do on my next video. So here are my final thoughts. It is kind of around the fixtures. We get so fixated on this fixture run and how they do. And it does work at times. But the thing you have to really think about is, does this team score goals? That's really what should matter. Right? Does this team score goals, or do they get 1, maybe 2 goals? Yes, and they have this one person on the team that will be involved. That's great. But if you can get players for teams that actually score, that would be very helpful. We look at Brighton, right? Brighton has scored 8 goals already. So, yes, they played some easier teams, but maybe they're going to score goals regardless of who they play. Maybe they come and they play Manchester United and they lose 3-2, but they're still scoring 2 goals. So offensively, we shouldn't be thinking of let's drop Matoma and let's drop Marsh. We should be thinking about let's get them regardless of the fixtures. The only team you should really be scared of when it comes to defense would be City, because who is still leaking in the back? Liverpool. Okay, they're a good team, but they give up goals, right? Chelsea, same thing, give up goals. United, give up goals. They all give up goals. We shouldn't be scared of that. So why don't we bank on teams like Brighton, Brentford, Aston Villa, even West Ham, teams that can actually score goals, instead of just looking at, well, this player was good in the past, so they have to be good in the future. And that's it for this week, game week 3. Good luck to everyone. Please follow, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you next week.